You know, it's funny. Have you ever really listened to a kid's song and thought about what's going on inside it? Sometimes the most familiar tunes are hiding these incredibly complex, layered worlds. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're peeling back the layers of one very famous rhyme to find not one, not two, but three completely different universes hiding in plain sight. So, it all kicks off with this super charming, simple line, Ik mota hati gumne chela, which, as you can see, just means one fat elephant went for a walk. It sounds like the perfect start to a simple little adventure, right? Well, as we're about to find out, this is no ordinary stroll. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll follow our lone elephant and see how his journey quickly becomes all about teamwork. Then, things are going to take a very sharp turn into a strange, surreal bedtime story. After that, we land right in the middle of the modern world of app advertising, and finally, we'll put it all together to see what this whole crazy ride really tells us.
Okay, let's dive in. Every great story has to start somewhere, right? And this one starts with a classic setup. One character, one problem.
So our hero, this single elephant, gets caught in a downpour. Classic stuff. He's a little scared, all alone, and so he does what pretty much any of us would do. He calls a friend. And that one simple act, just reaching out for help, is what powers this entire first part of the story. And just like that, with one phone call, this solo trip turns into this surprisingly complex lesson about working together. Let's watch how this team gets built, one elephant at a time. So the first call goes out, and boom, a second elephant arrives. The team is now too strong. But you know, their problems are only just getting started. So another call goes out, and a third elephant joins the crew. You can probably see the pattern here, right? A new problem needs a fourth elephant, and then a fifth one shows up to complete the team. Now, what's really fascinating here is why they needed such a big crew in the first place. Okay, check this out. This table just lays it all out perfectly. These aren't just random things happening. With every new elephant that joins, the problem gets bigger and, frankly, a lot more ridiculous. I mean, we go from being stuck in the rain to 5 elephants getting tangled up in a monkey's net. The logic is actually crystal clear. More elephants create bigger, crazier problems, which of course require, well, more elephants. So how does this whole caper end? Well, the monkey sees this huge tangled mess of elephants and actually helps them out, letting them go. And the story ends with all 5 of them having a big dance party, celebrating their freedom and the teamwork that got them through it. A perfect, happy ending, right? But then the video takes a hard left turn. All right, get ready, because we are officially leaving the land of linear storytelling and jumping headfirst into the wonderfully weird. The tone, the logic, the entire vibe, it's all about to change. Now, to really get what's happening next, we kind of need a new tool in our toolbox, something called nonsense verse. Think of writers like Lewis Carroll or Edward Lear. The whole point isn't to make logical sense. It's all about using rhythm and rhyme to create this feeling of playful, delightful absurdity. So keep that in your back pocket. The scene shifts completely. Now we're in a bedroom. It starts off really simple. The fan is on above, a child is sleeping below. And you can see 2 versions here that are almost identical. The only real difference is the name of the kid who's sleeping and who brings them some peanuts. It's rhythmic, it's soothing, and then it gets strange. And then we get this absolute gem of a line, which translates to, "There's no peanut in the kernel, we are not your maternal uncle." See, this is a perfect example of nonsense verse. It's a total non sequitur. It has absolutely nothing to do with fans or sleeping children, but it rhymes and it has a great rhythm. It just sounds right. This is the heart of the rhyme's second world. It's a playful, dreamlike, and wonderfully illogical little poem. So just as we're settling into this cozy, surreal dreamscape, the video pivots one last time. And honestly, this shift might be the most jarring one of all. We're going from storytelling and poetry straight into a sales pitch. The whole final part of the video is a jingle for an app called Apples and Bananas. The song completely drops any attempt at telling a story and just becomes a list of features. You get stories, puzzles, games, you can learn English, math, colors, and it all builds up to this very direct, very repetitive command. Download the app. So what we're witnessing here is the whole purpose of the video changing right before our eyes.
The goal isn't to entertain anymore, it's to turn the viewer into a customer. And this is something you see all the time in digital content for kids today, where that line between entertainment and an ad just completely vanishes.
Okay, so we've just traveled through 3 wildly different worlds, and they were all packed into a single children's video. We had a clear story, a bizarre poem, and a straight-up commercial. Let's pull back and figure out what this journey actually reveals about storytelling today.
So here's the crucial takeaway. It's all about this progression. We started with a really traditional story about teamwork. It had a clear beginning, a middle, and an end. From there, we shifted gears into the playful, non-linear world of absurdist verse, which basically runs on dream logic. And finally, we landed in the purely functional world of a commercial, where the only goal is to get you to do something. In a way, it's a perfect little snapshot of how children's media has evolved.
And all of this leaves us with one final big question to think about. This mashup of story, art, and commerce is everywhere now. But it really forces us to ask, when a story so seamlessly flows into becoming a sales pitch, what do we gain? And more importantly, what do we lose from the magic of the story itself? It's definitely something to think about.